Your feet are wet before the sun is up. The straps of your sandals have rubbed the same two places raw for 11 days. Iron studs bite the road through worn leather. You have counted nothing today but paces. The column does not stop for your blisters. This is your life as a Roman legionary. You were 18 when you took the oath. You gave your name, your father's name, and the rest of your life. 25 years. That is the term, and no one shortens it for you. You cannot marry while you serve. You cannot walk away. You belong to the legion now, the way a tool belongs to the hand that holds it. They measured you, found you tall enough, and wrote you down. First, they break your body and build a different one. You march in training with a wooden sword and wicker shield, each made double the weight of the real thing, so that iron will feel light when they finally give it to you. You are drilled at the post until the strike is not a choice your arm makes. You march 20 Roman miles in 5 hours and then are told to do it again in full kit. Men who cannot keep the pace are beaten back into the line. By the end, you are harder than you have ever been, and you understand that this was the gentle part. You are paid 225 denarii a year. It comes in 3 parts, and by the time it reaches your hand, it is already smaller. They take out your food. They take out your boots, your tunic, the bedding you sleep on, and the burial club that will put you in the ground if the winter does it first. What is left you keep in a leather purse, or leave in the strong box by the standards, where a man would have to be mad to steal. Some years, you see almost none of it. You eat wheat, a ration of hard grain, ground between 2 stones by your own hands every evening, baked flat on a hot stone or boiled grey into porridge. When there is meat, it is pork, salted until it fights the knife. There is cheese. There is sour wine cut with water, and it is enough to keep your mouth from cracking in the summer heat. Your teeth are worn smooth and flat by the grit the millstone leaves in the flour. Every man's are. You can tell a soldier with your eyes shut by the sound of him chewing. You are one of 8. 8 men to a tent, 8 men to a single mule, 8 men who cook from the same pot and know the sound of each other sleeping. The 8 of you are a Contubernium, the smallest piece the legion breaks into. 10 of your tents make a century. 80 men under 1 centurion who carries a vine staff and can lay it across your back for a loose strap. The man on your right is called Lucius. He took the oath the same spring you did. He snores like a collapsing wall. You have wanted to kill him for it, and you would die for him, and both of those are true at once. You march 20 Roman miles between dawn and the middle of the afternoon. Most days you march at all. On your back you carry your shield, 2 sharpened stakes for the night's wall, your cooking pot, 3 days of grain, a saw, a basket for moving earth, a length of chain, a sickle. A soldier long dead named Marius gave the legions their mules and then turned the men into mules, and the joke about it is 100 years old, and no one laughs. By evening, your shoulders have gone numb, which you learn to be grateful for. And when the marching stops, the digging starts. Every night, in enemy country, before any man eats, the whole legion builds a fort, a ditch, a rampart thrown up from the ditch, a wall of the stakes you have carried on your back all day. You sleep inside it for 1 night. In the morning, you tear it down or burn it, and carry the stakes to the next place and build it again. You have built more walls than you could ever count, and slept behind almost none of them twice. Your hands are a map of small healed cuts from the work. They send you where the empire ends, a cold river with a wall running along it, a grey province where the rain does not so much fall as sit in the air. In winter, the mud freezes in the shape it dried in and cuts your feet through the leather. In summer, the flies find the latrine trench the same hour you dig it. You have marched through country so hot the pitch bubbled up out of the road, and country so cold that 2 men in your century lost toes to a single night of it. The empire is a clean line on a map to the men who drew it. To you it is weather, and you live in every kind there is. Most of your 25 years, no enemy comes at all. This surprises no one who has served long. You are not only a sword, you are a shovel, a mason, a road builder. You cut stone and set it into a road so straight it looks drawn with a rule, a road that will still be there long after the last man who laid it is dust, though you cannot know that. You raise bridges, you dig channels to bring clean water down to the fort. The waiting is its own kind of enemy, slower and quieter than the other. Boredom in a place like this teaches men to drink, to gamble away the little the deductions left them, to pick at each other until a fight starts over nothing at all. You learn to fill the hours, or the hours will empty you. Discipline is not a word here. It is a body on the ground. Sleep on watch, and the punishment is the fustuarium. The men of your own tent, the 8 you eat with, beat and stone you to death because your sleeping could have killed them all. You stand your watch. You learn the watchword each night and you do not forget it. The vine staff across your shoulders is the small mercy. It means the centurion is only angry, not finished with you. Above all of it stands the eagle. A legion has one, and it is silver, and it is carried at the front, and a man is chosen to die before it is lost. You swore your oath to it as much as to any emperor. When you cannot see it in the dust, you feel the shape of the whole thing come loose. This is the strange arithmetic of the life. You would trade 8,000 of your own days to keep a metal bird out of another man's hands, and on the day it matters, you will not even think about it. You do not fear the battle most. You fear the small things that kill quietly, the bad water that empties a camp from the inside in a week, the wound that goes green and hot, the cough that runs tent to tent through the 8 of you. More soldiers are buried by fever than by any enemy, and every man by the fire knows it, and no one says it out loud. In your 13th year, the trumpets go before dawn and do not stop. You are 31. You have done this drill 10,000 times, and none of the 10,000 had a living man in front of you who wanted you dead. You lock your shield to Lucius's shield on your right. The whole line becomes one animal with one skin of wood and iron. You do not swing the short sword. There is no room to swing anything in that press. You punch it forward, low, into the gap under the enemy's shield, the way they taught you at 18 against a wooden post. Push with the shield, stab, step over what falls, push, stab, step over. The sound of it is not like any other sound, and you will hear it for the rest of your life. A blade finds the inside of your left arm, above the wrist. You feel the cold of it a moment before the heat. You keep your feet, because a man who goes down in that crush does not get back up. When the line finally breaks their way and the field goes quiet, Lucius is not on your right. You go back over the ground and you find him. He is not asleep, though from a distance it looks like it. He took the oath the same spring you did, and now he has finished it, and you have not. They carry you to the camp doctor, who washes the cut with sour wine and packs it with honey, because both of those hold the rot back better than prayers do. He stitches it and tells you that you are lucky in your wound, and he is right, and you hate him for it a little. It closes into a raised white line the length of your thumb. On cold mornings it aches before the rest of you is even awake. You carry it out of that field, and you carry it every day after. The years take the rest in smaller pieces than a blade does. Your back does not straighten fully anymore. and it's stopped straightening somewhere you cannot name. Your hearing on the left has gone soft and hollow from the years spent beside the trumpets. Of the original 8 in your tent, fever and iron and time have taken most. New faces snore in the old places now, and you learn their names slower each year. There is a woman in the settlement outside the fort. There are 2 children who have your ears. The law says you have no wife, and they are no sons of yours, because a soldier may not marry while he serves. You send them what coin survives the deductions. This is the family the empire allows you, real and against the rules, and only yours in the hours the legion is not marching, which are few. You did not choose her in any way a poet would recognize. She sold bread near the gate. You bought it. That was the start of it, and most of it. She has learned the shape of your absences better than she knows your face, because you are gone far more than you are there. The 2 children learn the same lesson young. When the legion is ordered to move, it moves that day, and no one asks whether a man has anyone to leave behind. You have watched soldiers weep at that order, and watched others pack in complete silence, and you have never once been sure which of them felt it worse. Then, one ordinary morning in your 25th year, your name is read from the roll for the last time. Honorable discharge. They put into your hands 3,000 denarii, or a plot of land in some province you helped to take, and the choice of which is the first real choice you have made in a quarter of a century. You are 43. You have marched far enough to have walked the length of the world twice over, if the world were only a road. You are handed back your own life like a coat left at a door 25 years ago. It does not fit. You put it on anyway. You take the land. The fever that carried off so many of your 8 never once came for you. You cannot sleep in the quiet. You have forgotten how to rest without the breathing of other men around you. You cannot walk at any pace but the legions, and people in the market step out of the way of it. You marry the woman at last, and the law lets the sons be sons now. And you teach the older boy to grind grain between 2 stones, because your hands still do it in the dark without being asked. On cold mornings the arm still aches. You never tell him where the scar came from. Your feet are still marked where the iron stud sat all those years, and you feel it in them when the weather turns, long after there is nowhere left that you have to march. Somewhere in the dark a column is stepping off right now, 20 Roman miles to cover before the heat. Put your hand on your own arm. Feel the skin there that never had to close over anything. That is the life you were handed, instead of the one that was written down for a boy of 18.